Sports. We are Blackboard. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Right-hander Justin Verlander is once again the ace of the Tigers staff, and boy, has he been pitching like it lately. In his last 5 starts, an ERA of 0.76. Hoping for more Verlander magic here today as we welcome you to Comerica Park. It is the third and final game of the series featuring the Tigers and the Cleveland Indians. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Kirk Gibson. Glad to have you with us here for the finale in this series. The Tigers, Kirk, have a chance to win this series. JV on the mound, and he's been awfully good the last month and a half.
Well, they got the right guy on the mound. You know, you look back, he averaged 200 innings for 8 straight years, never been on the DL, then goes on the disabled list in spring training. I think it's the biggest loss the Tigers had on the year. His last starts, averaging 7 innings pitched. In his last 8, he's on a roll, he's throwing the ball good, and it gives the Tigers a great chance to win today.
All right, so does J.D. Martinez because he's been on a roll as well. J.D. homered in the ball game last night and really has become a very good two-way player.
Well, I keep asking myself, how good can this kid be? 23 home runs last year, now already at 35 home runs this year. Just got that consistent stroke. He's got power, gap to gap, hitting the good pitchers now. I think if you look at him also, the move to right field, really comfortable. He told me today he feels like he's gotten a lot smarter out there, understands what balls to go to. And then the other guy on the other side of the diamond, Tyler Collins. I think this guy is a late bloomer. He's very interesting for the Tigers. He's got a good bat. He's got speed. He's very aggressive. He can throw the ball, has to learn how to play under control, I think, a little bit. And I think he can add some balance to the Tigers lineup as they look ahead into the next year. Brad likes him. He continues to play him.
All right, Game 3 in the series just minutes away. After a short break, we'll send you back to the Coliseum Studios. Check in with Matt Shepard. Coming up today, the Tigers hoping for more great defense. They were flashing the leather in the ball game last night. Stay with us, Tigers Tribe. Game 3 coming up next. baseball today. The Tigers and the Indians square off in the final game of this series. Justin Verlander this afternoon is brought to you by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Yep, it's his 15th start. He's on a roll. He's won back-to-back games, the one hitter against the Angels, and then the Royals. He's got to keep continuing to control his left-handed hitters, which he's done a great job of this year.
Here is the lineup that Verlander will face here this afternoon, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. For the Indians, Kipnis, Lindor, and Brantley, your top three. Carlos Santana is in the cleanup spot, 10 for 47 lifetime against JB. Chisenhall and Gomes, and a bottom three of Almonte. Jose Ramirez at third today. And Michael Martinez gets the start in left field. And we are ready for baseball here this afternoon. Each team has won a game so far in the series. Simon was good last night. Hopefully more of the same today from Justin Verlander. Kipnis ready to go. He stands into the box, and here's the first pitch of today's ball game. He'll foul it straight back out of play. No balls and one strikeout. Kipnis. He has not done a whole lot in the series. He is 0 for 8. He does have a walk.
Has that unusual style. The way he holds his bat.
Here's the 0-1 from Verlander. Hit in the air toward left center field. On the move is Ghosts. Still going back to the wall to make the catch on that. Boy, it took off.
Yeah, it's going to carry today.
Here is the defense for the Tigers here this afternoon, brought to you by Beaumont Health. You saw Anthony Ghost run that ball down. Collins in left, Martinez in right. Nick Castellanos opens up at third base. Machado the shortstop, Romine and Victor on the right side with McCann and Verlander your battery.
Yeah, again, let's take a look. This ball really carries all the way to the wall. Very warm and hot on the field. Mario, you know the word, right? Kind of activity.
Convective?
Yep.
Yes, convective activity. Thank you. I learned well. You're a good teacher.
I didn't teach you.
There's a strike on Lindor. Well, that first fly ball will give us an indication of how far the ball will travel today. It did not seem to be hit all that hard by Kipnis.
You might want to keep the ball on the ground if you're pitching today.
Lindor looks at a ball inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. A couple of hits in the series for Lindor. He's also scored a run. Justin ready with the 1-1 pitch. And that is chopped foul, 1-2.
Talked about his 2 wins in a row. Those are against good teams. The Anaheim Angels, and then against the Kansas City Royals. Actually, Royals been stumbling a little bit lately, but JV's really throwing the ball well.
And he's been out there for quite a while as well. He's typically gone into the 7th, 8th inning in his last, I don't know, month and a half worth of starts. 1-2 the count.
A lot of lefties in this lineup, Cleveland.
There's a drive in the air to right field. JD Martinez under this one, and there are 2 gone.
Yeah, let's take a look at Justin Verlander. His first 6 versus his last 8. The numbers are much different, and the first 6 for him this year are like spring training in the regular season. The last 8 just on the roll. It's the same old JV. You can count on him today, tomorrow, and into next year.
194 average against in that stretch in which JV has pitched so well. Here's Michael Brantley. He's the designated hitter this afternoon for the Indians. And Brantley takes ball 1.
Best hitter in the Indians lineup for me. Very dangerous, and as I look at their lineup, if they had to pitch around somebody in the lineup, it would be right here. I would attack Santana over Brantley if we got into a situation in the game.
JV stays away, and the count goes 2-0.
Really turned into a great hitter over really the last 2 years. He was a decent hitter, but his last 2 years really has taken off. Average well over 300. Very consistent, hits lefties. It's the kind of guy you want in your lineup every day.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. High fly ball, left field. Tyler Collins coming in, and Justin Verlander has a 1-2-3 first inning. Will take their first swings against Cody Anderson. Their starting lineup today, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Anthony Gose back in there today. He'll play center field, followed by Dixon Machado batting second. Then Cabrera, the DH, a middle three of Martinez, and Castellanos. Last 5 games, Tyler Collins has been hot, and then McCann and Romine to round it out. And the opponent on the mound today is Cody Anderson.
Big, tall guy, 6'4". This is his 11th game started this year. Record of 2-3. His last 2 games, very dominant, very well. Low whip, 26 strikeouts, only 12 walks. Likes to throw a lot of ground balls. Fastball, changeup, slider.
24 years old, out of Quincy, California, Cody Anderson. Here's Anthony Gose batting .256, getting things rolling here for the Tigers. Gose gave way to Rajai Davis in the ball game last night. Anthony back in there today. Rajai had a nice game last evening.
It continues to be an interesting player for the Tigers. He's had his ups and downs this year, but I think he likes it better at the top of the order than he does down.
Gose showing bunt on that first pitch. It's something he's done a lot more of, I'd say, in the last month or so.
Doesn't make sense sometimes, but different spots in the order do make better results.
1 ball and 1 strike. Gose, Machado, Cabrera here in the Tigers' first inning. Anthony rolls it foul. The count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gose right now enjoying a modest 4-game hitting streak. His bat is perked up a little bit.
When does it become unmodest? Like 10?
You know, that's a good question. Probably. I'm going to go with like 6. 6.
6?
Yeah.
And after 6, after 6, what is it?
6 is a, well, that's a strong hitting. Well, no.
More than modest.
More than modest, right.
We'll have to come up with a little scale here.
2-2 on Gose. Slap foul back out of play. What was your longest hitting streak? You remember?
I don't.
No.
Not more than modest, though.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
2-2 on Gose.
Could probably write a book on all the little needless things that I've asked this year, right?
It would be a rather large volume book as well. There's a 1-hopper hit to third, and Ramirez will throw him out. 1 gone. Here's the rest of the defense for the Indians, brought to you by Tim Hortons. Starting the outfield, Almonte is out in center field again. Martinez is in left today. Chisenhall is in right. Ramirez, Lindor, Kipnis, Santana third to first. Gomes, Anderson, your battery. 31 base runners caught stealing by the Indians this year. Tied for third in the American League. Here is Dixon Machado. And Machado in the 2 spot today as Ian Kinsler gets the day off. Dixon has had 10 at-bats at the big league level this year, 2 for 10. And he looks at a ball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'm not sure he thought he'd be here at this time when spring training started, but getting an opportunity with Iglesias having the broken finger.
Right back up the middle, but caught out of line by Kipnis. 2 gone. We'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. Miggy in the series 1 for 7. He has a walk and an RBI. Still leads the American League at .357. Should be able to win the batting title should he stay in the lineup the rest of the way, and hopefully that's the plan. The calf injury has not bothered him since coming off the disabled list. And part of the way Brad has managed that is to play Victor Martinez at first base every now and then.
I think Victor likes that as well. DHing is very hard. You just swing and then you get 1 at bat, then you go back and swing some more. And then you get very frustrated if things aren't going your way at the plate. Something you have to learn how to deal with. So I think it's good to mix it up. And on the other hand, Miggy, the day off at DH could certainly help him.
That's a fair ball and fielded by Ramirez behind the bag. He'll throw him out at first base. Right down the line, the Tigers go 1, 2, 3, and we go to the second. So far, both teams went 1, 2, 3.
Here we're going to look at Carlos Santana, who's going to lead off the inning for the Indians. He's a definite shift candidate. We're going to give you the information from Baseball Info Solutions. You can see the shift by the Tigers. There's the graph that supports everybody over on this side of the diamond. Take that down now, and you can see the Tigers infielders set up to gobble up anything hitting that direction. I think he's 87% to the right of second base.
There's a ball inside to Santana. You know, these shifts, Kirk, and obviously I think the pitcher has to be on board with these shifts as well, correct?
Yeah, they do, because you pitch them a little differently, but they do have, was that Andrew Romine over there at third base to not let him bunt. But I just always found most players, if you're a pull hitter, you're a pull hitter. It's very hard to get out of who you are. And I think that's what part of the shifting does, is it challenges you to try to hit it away from something you're not good at.
Verlander delivers strike 2. 1-2 the count on Santana.
And that looked like a fastball away right there. Now look at Andrew Romine. He's retreating back over to second base. Machado, I'm sorry.
So the entire left side of the infield wide open now as the 1-2 comes home. Looked like he wanted to shoot it the other way, but fouled it straight back.
There's a ball on the outside part of the plate.
Santana in the series 1 for 5. He does what he does best, and that's walk. In fact, he's done that a lot in the series. 4 base on balls. He's tied for first in the American League in walks with Jose Bautista. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Did not go.
Yeah, good try right there. JV had been throwing Santana on the outside part of the plate. Tried to get one down underneath his hands. Just missed his spot. See if he doubles up here with the fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Santana batting .233 entering play today. The 2-2. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Santana does have 67 RBIs this year, but there's come a time, Kirk, when maybe some hitters walk a little bit too much, especially guys maybe in the middle of the order that you want to drive in runs.
Well, I think the reason you walk a lot is you become you're gritty and you have a great 2-strike approach. You shorten up and you foul a lot of pitches off. The other thing is you wait early for a pitch you can hammer, looking to do more damage. So you might be swinging at the ball middle in, waist high, very good. And if you have enough discipline, you'll wait for that pitch. So you find yourself getting behind, or you swing at the pitch you want. Then once you get 2 strikes, it just becomes a battle, and he's very good at it.
Count is full. The leadoff man here in the second, no score. Rubber game in this series. Indians won the opener. Tigers countered last night. Again, the 3-2. Got him. Strike 3. Santana caught looking.
Yep, that's that ball off the body. He actually doubled up on the slider down and in. Then he comes back. You look, this ball looks like it's going to be inside. It runs back over the inside corner. Gets him caught looking. There you can see on Fox Track right there. Just nicked the corner.
So with 1 out, here is Lonnie Chisenhall. Verlander now has retired 4 straight to start the game. 3 fly ball outs in the first inning. And Chisenhall takes one up high. Lonnie these days residing in the outfield, playing right field for the Indians after starting the season at third base. Giovanni Urshela has pretty much taken over that position. There's the ball high, 2-0. So Chisenhall, as the story goes, went down to the minor leagues this year when he was sent down and asked if he could start playing some outfield to make himself more versatile and get back to the big leagues.
That'll get you on any team. He's a good player.
Now the 2-0. They want the appeal. Yes, he went around. Hunter Wendelstedt down at third, said he went 2-1.
We had Hunter in Toronto, didn't we?
We did.
Putting him on us.
Now the 2-1 pitch. 3-1.
Justin totally missed his spot there. Tried to double up, go inside. Ball came out of his hand a little early. 3-1 count.
35 driven in this year for Chisenhall. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And that is ball 4. He'll draw a walk. First base runner of the ball game. Hey, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's Steak and Egg Burritos. 1 on, 1 out. Here's Yan Gomes, who did not play last night. He played in the opener, was 1 for 4, had an RBI, scored a run.
And the only right-handed batter, I believe, in the lineup today for Cleveland.
Yeah, he is, as a matter of fact. Gomes has had stints on the disabled list this year, which has kind of slowed his season. In fact, he went on the DL early in the year. So keep an eye on Chisenhall.
Actually, though he's a right-handed hitter, he kind of has reverse numbers where he hits right-handed pitchers better than he does left-handed pitchers. Does Gomes.
Swing and a miss.
More power.
Yan Gomes had a fabulous year last year. He hit 21 home runs, knocked in 74. And then early in the season was involved in a collision at home plate with Rajay Davis back in April in Cleveland, and then ended up on the DL.
Don't see many collisions anymore at home plate, so he is the exception.
Gomes last year ended up hitting .278. The average at .223 this season.
Only 11 home runs so far this year.
High pop-up. Left side of the infield for Castellanos. And it finally nestles into his glove for out number 2.
Good job of Nick shielding from the sun right there. Obviously it's sunny out today. Very warm on the field. So you got to make sure that you have your glasses on, number 1. Not many have the flip downs, and then position your body properly, so you're looking away from the sun. Little routine fly balls like that turn into trouble if you don't do that.
Something as simple as positioning your body could make a difference, huh?
Yeah, you want to angle away from the sun if you can. There will be certain times when you're in the outfield, especially, that you won't be able to do that.
Chisenhall chased back. Almonte in the series is 0 for 5, couple of walks. Playing center field now that Michael Bourne has been traded away by the Indians. And he'll take strike one. Talked about this the past couple of nights, but the Indians a much different looking squad than they were earlier this year. A lot of their veteran players have been shipped off. Bourne and Swisher and Moss. Here are the numbers on JV so far, 25 total.
Saw Almonte when he was over with the Padres. Pretty good switch hitter. Much better against the right-handers. Struggling against lefties this year. But got a little bit of game. You got to respect he's got a little bit of pop. Can run a little bit.
Pulled foul. I was going to ask you about his speed, because early in his career in the minor leagues he stole 29 bases one year. But that was a while ago now.
He has 3 stolen bases so far over here with the Indians. Has not been caught. But when you talk base stealers, it doesn't exactly mean that you're a guy that can just get on and burn second base every time. It's that has the threat to do that and influence the game. The guy that you can start on a 3-2 count, hit and run.
Again, pulled a right field foul.
Just somebody you can get underway. Then should your batter swing through the ball, he's got a chance of getting in there if you pick the right pitch for him. You give him the right information over at first base. You understand how to get a good jump against the pitcher. If it's there, you take it. If it isn't, you don't. Sparky Anderson's words right there. You always you take what's given, and you don't give them any more. You don't try and take any more. Do your homework, and there are many instances where that's the correct way to go.
Swing and a miss, and Verlander finally takes care of him with his second strikeout of the game. No runs, a walk, 1 man left.
In the third inning last night, J.D. Martinez off of Danny Salazar continues to sting the ball all areas of the outfield, right center, left center, and he's up there in the towards the leaders in home runs on the year. Chris Davis leads with 40. Nelson Cruz 39. You see JD fourth, tied with Albert Pujols.
He'll get things started here, and the first one is in for a strike from the right-hander Anderson. Cody got him 1, 2, 3 in the first inning. JD's numbers this year: 287. A couple of RBIs in the series. The 0-1 is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Talked to JD this morning, saw his elbow. He got plucked pretty good there. That left elbow of his is very swollen up. Shows you he's a tough kid. Went down there in the batting cage, loosened it up the best he could in the lineup. So he just told me sometimes you got to deal with things, and that's a good attitude.
Yeah, and he's had that attitude his entire career. And earlier this year, when he took a foul ball off the shin in Baltimore, remember that? The next day, he was right back out there.
Yep.
High, towering fly ball to center field. It's going to stay in the park, though. Almonte is under it. 1 gone. Hey, Comerica Park becomes a galaxy far, far away on Star Wars night, September 19th. The Tigers will battle the Royals at 7:08 p.m. Get a special ticket package that includes a Tiger Star Wars t-shirt exclusively at tigers.com/Star Wars. With 1 out, here is Victor Martinez. A couple of hits in the ball game for Victor last night. And he looks at a strike, 0-1. The shift for Victor. The 0-1 pitch.
There you see 343 average against his old team, the Indians, in 76 games for V-Mart. Good to see him swinging the bat good last night.
For Martinez, the 2-hit game last night was his first multi-hit game since August 20th on the last homestand against Texas a couple of weeks ago. So good to see indeed. 2-2.
Well, as you said, a couple of hits last night, and he struggled from the left side all year. But here it goes down and gets it. You can see the contact point right off the sweet spot. And good carry on these pitches, hitting it, stinging them good, just like we know Victor can do. But he struggled, and he continues to be in the lineup every day. Try and turn things around.
Victor's one of those guys that is always out there in the cage, early hitting. I mean, he's constantly swinging a bat.
You'd have to ask yourself too much there. You see left-handed 201, right-handed 353. Does have 8 home runs, lefty. But, you know, you just wonder, did the swings accumulate? Does it make it harder as the season goes on? I think players in general hit a lot more than players of the past. I think there's an advantage to a point.
It's a good point, because a lot of times you don't see how many extra swings a guy will take throughout the course of the day, and you start multiplying those day after day after day. I guess it's kind of in a way like innings for a pitcher.
Well, what happens, they come in, they hit balls off the tee, they do flips, they come, they take batting practice on the field, then they go back in and take more flips, more tees, and the DH does it as the game goes on as well. He's taken probably several times during the game. He's down there in the cage off the tee, and or the pitching machine.
Meanwhile, Martinez here battling the 2-2. Little bouncer back to the left side of the infield. And that play made by Ramirez will go as a 5-3.
Pretty good changeup right there, down in the zone. Low 80s on the speed. Lots of depth to it. And Victor, nothing he could do with it. That's 2 down.
That's some really good shifting there on Martinez, because they played everybody to the right side except the one guy on the left side, and he hit it right to that one guy.
Isn't that something? Huh?
It is, man. It's amazing how the numbers work out sometimes.
Well, the information in the data shows you that shifting someone reduces their ability to get a hit by 25 to 30%.
When I first saw teams beginning to shift, I didn't buy it. I didn't think that you know, numbers wise, it would really pan out. But when you see it day after day and how many hits are actually taken away from guys, it really is pretty amazing.
Yeah, like many other things, it takes you a while to get used to. Was it Jim Ryan that broke the 4-minute mile mark?
I don't know.
And then after that, everybody did.
Everybody did. Okay.
So, you know, people shift and they start to look into it, and then it works. If it works, it works, right? That wasn't fair, was it?
No, it wasn't. Oh, is the catcher okay? Gomes, he took the brunt of that one.
Do we want to show it in slow motion? Did you get him in a shin guard?
Probably not. Oh, it's okay. We're going to show it because he got him on the knee.
You see right between the shin guard right there and the knee, there's a little gap. It's not padded. Catchers are tough. You take these off the shins, off the mask, arms, inside of the legs. I got him square. Gotta love being a catcher, don't you?
You really have to love
the game.
Being a catcher.
They get satisfaction out of being tough. See that little fist pump right there? That a boy.
He's trying to convince himself.
Yes, he is.
That I'm okay. Let's go.
It's all how you process it.
And Anderson missed low and in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Castellanos. Waiting on deck, Tyler Collins. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 3. 1-2-3 inning for Anderson. Tigers baseball here today, presented by Bell Tire. He nearly did something very special against the Angels.
Yeah, really had an explosive fastball. Used it at the top of the zone, more so than any other game we watched him this year. And then was the 9th inning? Chris Iannetta turned on that fastball that was so good to him, and we got paint. You can see JV's reaction, but to went on to win the ball game, well done.
And that was the most important thing. Here's a pop-up third base side, and caught by Castellanos. One gone. Ramirez retired.
JV's line on that game: 9 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and 9 Ks. 21st career complete game for Justin.
Verlander has struck out at least one batter in 276 straight games now. And he is 3rd all time in the strikeout list for the Tigers. The only two guys ahead of Verlander are Jack Morris, who's in the 2 spot, and Mickey Lolich in the number 1 spot.
Is Mickey Lolich way out there?
Mickey Lolich is way out there, and we're talking about his strikeouts, not his personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a bunt foul down the third base line.
But we were looking at numbers in Lolich. I mean, he's just to go back and look at his numbers, what he accomplished compared.
They're crazy.
Way above everybody else.
Mickey 2679 in the strikeout category to lead the Tigers' career. Justin's over 1900.
So he's got a ways to go.
He does.
He may do it. I hope so. It means he stays healthy and effective.
The 0-2. Ooh, up and in, spinning Martinez out of the way.
There you have the Tigers' history. Mickey Lolich way up there, 2,679. JV on the run, trying to catch him.
Michael Martinez getting a start in left today. This guy down in the minor leagues played second, third, short, right, center. Talk about versatility.
Here he is.
Kipnis waiting on deck.
I think versatility is just more and more important with the game today.
2-2 the count. Well, it's good to be versatile, but you do have to be competent in all these different positions.
That is a fact.
Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He dusted him. 92-mile-an-hour fastball out of the strike zone. There are 2 gone. Time for a game break now. Here's Matt Shepard. And I think, Shep, they've hit 170 of them in that 3-game series against the Tigers. It seemed like it, at least.
It was 11. But it did seem like it.
1 ball and no strikes on Kipnis. That's
the
pretty
Yankees,
good for you to come back with
the
that.
Yankees are what? Half a game back?
Yankees are a game and a half back.
Oh, they lost last night.
Yeah.
They're right on their tail.
Here's the 1-0 to Kipnis. 2 balls and no strikes. The Bernstein advantage brings you the pitcher-batter matchup. And really not a whole lot of success against Verlander. 081.
Looks like me against Goose Gossage. I think I was 0 for 15 at the time, and now I'm 1 for 15.
You were 0 for 15?
Yeah, something like that. The other guy never got a hit off, I don't think, ever, was Mike Mussina.
Really?
Just change up after change up. Parkey asked me, how can you swing at that?
Because it looked good.
Yeah, no, I was looking for it.
2-1 on Kipnis.
Just happens. Certain guys, you can't pick them up.
See, I didn't know you were hitless against Gossage until that home run in the World Series.
Yeah, I think I was.
It's pretty amazing.
Maybe I had a foul out. I'm not sure. Had several strikeouts. I know the truck's looking now. Maybe I have 1 hit, but it wasn't. But it was ugly.
Here's the 3-1 to Kipnis. Fouled away. 3-2 now on their leadoff man. Full count on Kipnis.
Go ahead. I know you got something over there.
Gonna savor it for a little bit. Then I'll bring it out. Here's the 3-2. Fly ball, right field. J.D. Martinez coming over. And Verlander a 1-2-3 third. Here come the Tigers in the bottom half. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Coming to Comerica. By Ram Trucks. Keep your summer of fun alive with great deals now during the Ram Labor Day sales event. And by Kraft shredded cheese and salad dressing. Make something amazing. Paul's having a good time at the ballpark here today. The Tigers and the Indians, no score. We go to the bottom of the third. First pitch grounded towards second. And Kipnis throws out Tyler Collins, 1 out. 7 in a row retired by Cody Anderson to start this game. We'll bring up James McCann. We were talking earlier on what constitutes a modest hitting streak, and I asked you what yours was. Well, the truck looked it up. Yours was more than modest. You had a 14-gamer in one.
So it's still in the more than modest category?
It's still in the more than. It's not in the impressive category. I think you've got to get to 20 to be impressive.
20 is impressive. So the how big scale, modest is less than
10.
10 to.
No, we said 6. Modest is less than 6.
Well, let's make it 10.
All right, we'll make it 10 just
10
for
to
simplicity.
20 is more than modest.
Correct.
And 20 and above is impressive. How about 30 and above? 40.
Really, really impressive. You got to put 2 reallys on there.
We'll put that in the book.
McCann batting .261, a couple of hits in the series, 2 out of 4.
So you could create scales for many things in life.
Oh, absolutely. If you have the patience to do so.
Well, I've got patience. Do you?
No. The 2-0 pitch is high. 3 balls, no strikes. Patience is supposedly a virtue. I'm not buying.
We got time, but we'll save it for another time. Made a note.
On what?
The scale. I'll come up with some
okay.
things.
There's the strike call, 3-1 on McCann. Romine will be next. Meanwhile, Cody Anderson looking pretty good here. Has not struck out a batter. Actually, he has. He struck out Castellanos, the only one, but he's got a lot of ground balls.
Yeah, I think he's got 4 ground balls so far.
He's about to get a fly ball. Almonte in center field drifting. 2 gone. It is time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag Detroit DataStrongFan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. Not a whole lot going on offensively so far in this one. Verlander and Anderson hooked up in a 0-0 tie. Romine starting at second base today, batting 9th. Ball 1. Andrew this year has made starts in 4 different positions. First, second, third, and short.
How many?
4 different positions.
So in the positions, would that be modest? 4
No.
different positions?
No, that's
because
pretty
you can
good.
only play really 9.
Right. So
That'd be more than modest.
1 would be modest, I think. That's going to get fouled down the left field line.
See how that works, though?
Modesty is becoming a part of our theme today, it appears.
Yes, it does. Why not be modest? Humble.
Humble's good.
Is it the same thing?
Pretty much. Ball inside, 2-2 the count.
So what would be the opposite of modest?
Not modest.
Trying to corny, I can't
Boastful. Boastful. How about that? There is strike 3. And Romine is out on strikes. 3 up, 3 down for 3 straight innings for Cody Anderson. We go to the 4th.
Lindor going to be leading off for the Tribe, and this is a guy who is firmly entrenched in the American League Rookie of the Year voting right now, or his candidacy rather. He's been 307 on this season, which is about 50 points higher than the average American League shortstop, and he's only played 72 games here at the big league level, but he's driven in 31 runs, has 7 homers, 16 doubles, has a couple of hits in this series as well, but Tigers were able to keep him in check yesterday, and they're hoping this 21-year-old rookie prospect that Verlander can keep in check again today, too, guys.
Yeah, and he'll lead things off. Johnny, thank you. As we go to the 4th inning, the thing with Lindor is you have to factor in his defense as well when you're looking at the Rookie of the Year numbers, I think, because Lindor, man, he's made some great plays this year.
Very athletic. You know, you look, he's a switch hitter looking ahead, first rounder in 2011. But, you know, when you start getting into this Rookie of the Year thing,
there's a high pop up into shallow right field.
You know, how many games do you have to have? You know, how do you quantify rookies that have played more games? Lindor, no, we'll play it out the rest of the season, and he's definitely a candidate, though.
Yeah, Correa the same way. He didn't start the year in the major leagues with Houston. He came up later, so it's a good point. How many games have they played? We saw Osuna, the closer for the Blue Jays. He's in his early 20s. What is he, 20, 21, something like that?
Very young.
Been impressive.
Yeah, he mowed us down. I saw he give up a home run. Was it to Gomes?
Yeah.
Johnny Gomes? Center field. I made it look easy. He was throwing good the day we saw him.
Brantley looks at a strike. Meanwhile, Verlander being Verlander here this afternoon, he has given up just 1 base runner, the walk to Chisenhall in the 2nd. Seven fly ball outs already in this game for JV. That's a strike in the inside part of the plate, and Brantley doesn't like it. 0-2.
That pitch might have not have made it back. Brantley is arguing that fact. That makes JV even tougher. That's a good pitch. JV's been sticking with it. Lots of balls inside to the left-handed hitters. Lots of fastballs in there. James McCann wants another.
An excuse me swing, and it's fouled off.
Missed his spot a little bit there. It's a very tough pitch to throw for a right-hander, is to throw the ball. It starts on the inside batter's box of the left-handed hitter and then runs back to the inside corner. That's very tough to do as a right-handed pitcher. But JV is a very good pitcher, and that's why he does it.
It'll get back out of play off the bat of Brantley. They say about Michael Brantley, and Terry Francona has said this, the reason he's so successful is he has his routine every day at the ballpark. He practices his swing, and it's become really so consistent, and he's able to repeat that swing day after day after day, and that's why he was 3rd in the MVP last year.
Well, he is much more consistent, and the routine part is applicable to everybody.
Little flare, third base side. Castellanos not get there, and that'll roll foul.
I think again, routines are very important. That you develop a routine that's, you know, serves its purpose, but it's efficient as well. So again, we talk about all the swings these players take. You want to take your swings and you want to accomplish, say, starting hitting the ball on the outside part of the plate, the middle, you're going the other way. Now you're going up the middle. Now you're pulling the ball. Then you finish up with some balls on the inside part of the plate that you want to elevate out of the park. Then you probably start with a good finish with a good 2-strike approach, and you're out of there.
Here's another ball hit in the air. This one into shallow right center field, and it's going to be caught there by Romine. Another ball put in the air by the Indians. 2 gone. Hey, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. So with 2 outs, here is Santana. A strikeout victim in the 2nd. Ball 1 inside. They are shifting against Santana.
50 pitches now for JV. Here's the breakdown.
19 pitch second, his longest. He had a walk in that inning. Santana pops it up foul. McCann gives a look, but to no avail.
Now, if you look at this shift, it almost looks, look at this, it looks like a glove. Hit it to me. Right there. That's the design.
1 ball, 1 strike. And it's inside. 2-1 the count down Santana. The 11-game hitting streak came to an end last night. Here's the 2-1. Pulled on the ground, foul.
Looks
2
like,
balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it looks like Justin tried to go with the backdoor breaking ball, the slider, but got away at the pitch there. That ball traveled over the middle of the plate. Fortunately, didn't go out of the ballpark.
Long look by Verlander, so Santana will step out.
Little gamesmanship there. Little stare down, little game of chicken. Hitters don't like that.
And now time is called. McCann will head out to the mound.
Trying to get their signs straight. JB with the 2-2 count here maybe wants to expand with this pitch, setting up the 3-2 pitch. Should he not get Santana?
Lonnie Chisenhall waiting on deck. Neither team has had a base hit in this game as we play here in the 4th. Here's the 2-2. That is popped up. Third base side is going to have to be McCann. And he goes over to make the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for JB. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Both sides, the Tigers and Indians here in the final game of this series. Dominated by the pitching so far. Verlander and Anderson have been awfully good.
So there's Brad Ausmus. You want to talk about him?
Sure. What do you got?
Well, I've been watching, and I know there's a lot of things written, and I just want to be the first to endorse him. I think he deserves to come back. I just keep asking myself when I read these articles, what's changed? I mean, he had a great year last year. He's had a tough year this year, so now you have a manager who's been through it all. He's a young manager. He's very smart. He still has the same qualities that he had when he was hired. He followed a legend in Jim Leyland. I asked myself, what's the red flag? Where's the basis of why wouldn't he be coming back? And I just want to be the guy to say I know what he's going through, and he's doing a good job. And this is a very tough situation, but they're trying to finish this out, do the best they can, figure out what they can figure out, and then get on into next year and learn and I guess implement what you've learned.
Well, I would agree with you. I mean, you look at what Brad has had to work with here in the second half. David Price is gone. He's had to deal with injuries to Martinez and to Miguel Cabrera as Anthony Gose will take his walk. That is the first Tigers base runner in this game. And really, with what he has, he was doing the best he can right now. And how important are the final 3 weeks of the season for him?
Well, we talked about in the open, Justin Verlander gets hurt, okay? So if you have he doesn't get hurt and does what he's done every year, which he's proven he is that pitcher still healthy. You've got Verlander and David Price 1-2. Does it change the way the season starts? It changes everything from the starting pitchers, from Simon, from Green, the pressure that it puts on them, and most of all the bullpen.
Here's the bunt, pretty good one down the first base line. Shovel toss, and he's safe at first base. Machado with a bunt hit.
Good small ball right here. Got speed on the bases. Well placed. This is what you want to do. You want to get that first baseman to field it. Then all you have to do is beat the pitcher. And he does. Good job by Dixon Machado.
That'll be the first hit of the ball game for either side. Machado now has caused a problem for Anderson because it brings up Cabrera.
Nowhere to put him.
2 on and nobody out. But your point is well taken on JV. If he's healthy from the get-go, that really does change the whole dynamic of the pitching rotation. And who knows if they trade David Price midway through the season.
And then Victor gets hurt, Cabrera gets hurt. So there's a lot of reasons. You're not going to have a great year every year. And the other thing is they've been to the postseason, 4 years in a row? There's like a hangover effect. That's a lot of baseball. So we always assume we're going to have at least as good a year we're going to have or a better year. It just doesn't work out that way. So this is a great learning experience. I think he's positioned to go to the next level. And I'm just going to, if you put a puzzle together, the first time you put it together, it takes you some time. The second time, you're a little smarter. The third time, a little smarter. I think managing with the wisdom that you pick up and the experience that you pick up, and he'll talk to a lot of guys. I know I saw Terry Francona say some things about Brad, and he's just talking about in his 15 years he realizes that you got to take the heat. He was fired in Philly, basically fired in Boston, and I'm kind of quoting him here.
Here's the 1-1.
He says, when you start thinking about yourself, you're getting away from things that matter. So we're talking about things, I think we're getting away from that a little bit. Let's talk about things that matter. I think you just need to be confident in yourself. And that's very good, very, very well said. It's what happens because you start trying to figure it out solely on yourself when you're in this position, and you get away from some of the things that are going to make the organization successful. But that's part of learning. And again, I just think that if he isn't back, you watch the lineup quick. He's positioned to be in a very good spot to make very good decisions. And I hope I made my point.
You made your point, and I guess the main point of your point is that where are the red flags when it comes to
that's the main question. When you say he should be fired, what hasn't he done?
Ground ball to short. Lindor is going to fire to second, one relay to first. That's going to be a double play. Lindor had to go to the hole to make a backhanded play, and he made it flawlessly. 2 gone now with the runner at third for J.D. Martinez. So Gose advances to third base on the play. We'll see now if Martinez can come through with a 2-out hit. $50 now for Cody Anderson.
So just to put that to sleep.
Drilled to center field. Almonte going to catch it for the out. We'll get to your point to put it to sleep when we get to the next half inning. Well, we shall do so. Tigers, good chance, but do not score. Sports Detroit is brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. By Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. Still a scoreless game here at the ballpark. Round and round we go. The pitching has dominated today. The Tigers have the only hit. As Justin Verlander goes back to the mound, we head to the 5th inning, and Lonnie Chisenhall will be leading things off. But for JV, another pretty dominant outing so far.
No hits.
And 3 strikeouts. Just noticed that, did you?
I knew.
All right,
going the other way this time.
Chisenhall leading it off. You wanted to make your final point on the Brad Ausmus thing.
No, I just say I wish others would stand up and support. And there's enough accountability to go down from everyone, and I'll take part of the blame.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. 0-1 on Chisenhall. Base on balls back in the 2nd.
I'm sure I'm going to get engaged about my comments.
Oh, your Twitter's lighting up right now, I'm sure.
Well, you can agree, you can disagree, answer the question.
Like engaged. I like that term, engaged. The 0-1 sails high, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Probably more than modestly engaged.
Probably more. Way more. Gomes and then Almonte to follow here in the 5th inning. Here's the 1-1. 1-2 now on Chisenhall.
You know, JV continues to throw that fastball up in the zone. It's worked well for him starting back against Anaheim. You know, if you ever want to, there's several sites for the people that are watching and hear us talking about Justin and how he changes up his game plan. There's several sites that you can go. You can track his pitches from start to start. And he went a little higher there, and down he goes.
4th strikeout. Let's check in with the studio now. We bring in Craig Monroe and Rod Allen, and you guys have well, you've seen what we've seen here, fellas, and that's a lot of balls put in the air today. They strike on Yan Gomes. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Gomes. get Simo's thoughts on this in a moment. 1 ball, 1 strike on Gomes, who popped up in his first at bat. Here's a ground ball slowly back up the middle. Machado going to have to make a tough play, and he does. Nicely done. Wasn't hit all that hard. It gave Machado just enough time to get to that ball.
Yeah, just. Hey, Simo, can you hear me? Man, you turned into a bird. You look like a canary today with that coat. I hear it's Rod's fault. Yeah, it does. That's sweet. But, Rodney wears all those good outfits every night. He's got those sweet ties on, and I thought you were just trying to overtake him. All right, guys. Thanks.
All right, fellas, you sharpen up those jackets, and we'll continue along here. It's 2 outs in the 5th inning in a scoreless ball game so far. Verlander facing Abraham Almonte. And Almonte looks at a strike. That seemed a little bit high, and Almonte thought so. He's going to slowly walk out of the box. A little silent protest. 2-2 the count.
JV's probably going to expand that zone a little more on this pitch. Batters show up to the umpire. Sometimes it gets expanded.
Drilled to center field. Ghost is on the run. Still going back. Diving. Can't get it. He'll go all the way to the center field wall. And Almonte is off to the races. He's coming to third. And he's going to slide in with a 2-out triple. Man, he torched that thing out to center field, but with Ghosts on the run, you thought he might have a chance.
Yeah, that ball really took off right off the bat. Came off kind of like a line drive, but it had backspin on it, and these are the types of balls we talked about. The warm weather today got all that heat rising out the field. It just forces the ball to carry further and further and further. Ghost was over towards right center a little bit, and a 2-out triple.
So the first hit of the ball game for the Indians. They also have a walk. There are only 2 base runners. And now here is Jose Ramirez. He'll look at a strike. 0-1.
Yeah, you got to play in here at third base until you get 2 strikes. Make sure that he's not going to bunt the ball. And also, I see Tyler Collins seems a little shallower there in left field. Make him hit it over your head. Got a guy on third like this. You want to try and cut that run down.
Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ramirez. Last night, Simon brought a no-hitter into the 6th inning before it was busted up by Brantley's 2-out double. Verlander allowed no hits into the 5th inning and a 2-out triple.
Good start. Last 2 nights, guys getting in the middle of the game really efficiently.
Strike call, and Ramirez disagrees.
That's Tony Randazzo back there behind home plate. A little bit of chatter coming out of the Cleveland dugout.
Here's the 1-2. Little chopper to the shortstop. Machado has the hop, and the threat is over. No runs, 2-out triple is stranded. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th. Blue Jays take on the wild card leading Yankees. Then the Tigers and Indians square off in a game that you can only see on Fox Sports 1. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern on Fox and 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Here come the Tigers now in the bottom of the fifth. It'll be Victor Martinez, Nick Castellanos, and Tyler Collins facing the right-hander Cody Anderson, who had some trouble in the fourth inning but got a huge double play off the bat of Miguel Cabrera. Victor 0 for 1. He bounced out to the third baseman his first time up, and he looks at a strike 0-1.
Cody Anderson using that changeup very effectively. Fastball located as well. Very few breaking pitches.
Martinez now 2 for 9 in the series. And Victor looks at a ball that bounces in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Anderson in his last start had a no decision against that strong Blue Jays offense. He pitched well. 3 hits, 2 runs in 6 innings. Now the 1-1. In there, strike 1-2. Cody Anderson in that game against the Jays threw 83 pitches, walked 2. That's a pretty good work against a potent Blue Jays offense. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ripped down the right field line. That is going to be a fair ball and go to the corner. Martinez takes the turn on his way to second, and he is in with a stand-up double. Leadoff man on.
Well, it's good to see Victor pick up where he left off last night. Cody Anderson was very tough on the Tigers lineup. Gets a fastball up and out over the plate. You see Victor stand back. Good extension down into the right field corner for a 2-base hit.
That is the second Tigers hit of this game. Now we'll see if they can get him in. Castellanos is up there. And Nick looks at a strike.
Get him over, get him in. That'll work too.
Let's see if Nick can hit something to the right side of the infield or somehow, some way get him to third. Where Collins can drive him home. Here's the 0-1. Backed him out of there. Nick over his last 18 games has 15 RBIs. And hitting at a .324 clip over that span.
Something off speed here.
Fouled off 1-2.
That changeup again right there. Seems like even or behind in the count. He's throwing that pitch quite a bit.
Verlander hoping for some offensive support in this one. One ball, 2 strikes. Missed it outside. 2-2 on Castellanos.
Yep, especially with Martinez on second base, you have to have that approach. Let it get deep, go the other way. You know he has the fastball only up to about 91 miles an hour, and the changeup he hasn't thrown many breaking pitches today.
Low 3-2.
Changeup again.
Anderson started this game by retiring 9 straight. Then he walked Anthony Ghost to lead off the fourth. Gave up a bunt single to Machado, but was able to pitch out of that jam. Here's the 3-2. Walked him, ball 4. That'll put 2 men on for the second straight inning. bring up Tyler Collins, who bounced out his first time up.
So nobody out, first and second. Tyler Collins just watching the way Cody Anderson, he's going to go for the double play here. He's got several ground outs. Must elevate the ball, get it up in the zone, and don't try and pull it. Don't want to roll it over. And that changeup has to be up in the zone. Wait for a better one if it's down.
Ball one. Collins, a long look down at third base coach Dave Clark.
Big hole at shortstop. Tyler Collins hitting .345 with runners in scoring position.
It's 2-0.
In the driver's seat right here. Well laid off that pitch. Now when you get ahead 2-0, you start to get a little energy in your legs and your body. You want to jump out at that ball. You got to stay under control. Same approach as he's had the first two pitches. Don't help the pitcher out. You're in the driver's seat.
Swing and a miss.
Got the fastball. Swung right through it.
Here are those wrist numbers on Collins.
Good time for a gapper.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Low and in. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Have you noticed how many off-speed pitches he's gone to in this inning? The Tigers appear to have made a very good adjustment coming into the bottom of the 5th inning and starting to make him get that ball up and lay off. Change up down in the zone as well as the fastball down in the zone.
Full count now, 3-2. Collins in the month of September, .421 entering play today, so his bat's starting to heat up, and that's good news for him as he continues to take advantage of his playing time here in the month of September.
He's an interesting guy. As I said in the open, I think he's going to be a late bloomer before you see exactly who he is and how good of a player he's going to become.
That'll get back out of play. Well, he can run a little bit. He's very aggressive on the field. He can certainly hit with some power.
Just has to learn when to harness things a little bit. We talked about how he throws good, but he's got to make sure he uses his arm accurately. Sometimes when you have a live arm, it can get you in trouble. Maybe take your time, make sure you pick up your target, utilize that strength.
Another foul, back out of play.
3 fastballs in a row. You know the changeup's going to be somewhere along the line. It looks like Tyler's letting that fastball get deep, just trying to foul it off in anticipation of the changeup on its way. It's got to be right here. He's got to get him a changeup.
Swing and a miss.
Got him up top.
A little extra giddy up on that one, too.
Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. Tyler Collins against Cody Anderson. And he utilizes this changeup very well to righties, both righties and lefties. Tigers have laid off it better this inning and got a couple runners on, but you see the motion there. It just kind of turns it over. That's where you see the sinking motion, and you've seen a lot of Tiger hitters out in front of that pitch. He comes out looking like a fastball. He's held the Tigers in check so far today. Tigers still threatening first and second, one down.
Third strikeout of the game. A little meeting on the mound as they bring up James McCann now with runners at first and second. McCann flying out in the third.
James hitting 198 with runners in scoring position. I kind of look at him. I think gets a little over anxious in these situations. You want to make sure you have the ability to be patient, get a good pitch that you can work with.
McCann had 2 hits in yesterday's game. Anderson missing low and away, 1-0.
When you get a pitcher that or a team that scouts you, they understand if you're a guy who is over aggressive, and they'll continue to nibble, try and get you to hit one of their pitches.
One ball and one strike on McCann. James last night had a big hit early in the game. The Tigers had put a couple of runners on. He hit a rocket right back off of Salazar, and it would end up going as an RBI single. That got the Tigers off and running last night. Bouncing ball towards second base. He'll fire to second one. Relay to first. Is in time. Another double play. Tigers have ended two double plays. Another threat goes by the wayside. Bartolo Colon, how about this play, Gibby?
Upstaged Burley.
Yeah, he did actually. That's stuff Magic Johnson used to do on the basketball court back in the day.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, and you wouldn't think Bartolo Colon would be the guy to do it, huh? But very athletic move right there.
Well, what do you make of the race in the National League East? The Mets right now 5 up on Washington.
Those two are going to play pretty soon, aren't they?
They are coming up.
And that's going to be a huge series. And if the Mets win one of those series, it'll obviously put them in the driver's seat. I mean, they are now, but Washington wins 2 out of 3. They get within 4 or sweeps them. Could be interesting. Start feeling the pressure, will the Mets?
Meanwhile, we go to the 6th inning in this one. It is still scoreless. Tigers have 2 hits. Indians have only 1. And a big swing there by Michael Martinez, who leads it off. Martinez, Kipnis, and Lindor. Third baseman Castellanos way in on the grass in case Martinez is considering dropping down a bunt. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Slapped back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Verlander pitched around a 2-out triple by Abraham Almonte in the 5th inning. That was their only hit, or is their only hit. Meanwhile, Cody Anderson has gotten a couple of double plays each of the last 2 innings to pitch around jams. JV ready with the 0-2. And Martinez slices one back up the middle into center field, out of the reach of a diving Dixon Machado. Leadoff single, and just the 2nd Indians hit in this game.
Yep, found a hole in the infield right here, just right up the middle. JV can't get it. Right behind him. Machado also with a good diving attempt. Martinez is on with nobody out. Little threat to run.
There's Kipnis. Couple of fly ball outs for Kipnis. A lot of fly outs in this game for JV. Ball one high. Verlander coming into the start had allowed 2 or fewer runs in 7 of his last 8. He has done that again here, allowing just the 2 hits but no runs to this point.
Yeah, Tigers are asking him to really close things down with runners on base and in scoring position, which he has done in those last 6, 7, 8 starts.
Tigers by and large have not been able to give that bullpen a rest other really than the starts of Verlander. Kipnis now 3 for his last 23 at bats. He pops up a bunt, back into the seats it goes.
Justin doing a pretty good job right here of being quick to the plate under a 1-1-0, which averages probably 1.3 to 1.4 seconds. Trying to give James McCann a good shot at throwing out Martinez if he goes.
Michael Martinez, the leadoff man aboard after singling here in the 6th inning. Justin has not had to pitch from the stretch all that often in this game. The 1-1. 1-2 on Kipnis.
Looked like Kipnis was late on a changeup right there. Sometimes you can overweight. See it coming, you want to make sure you don't get out in front on that front foot and you wait too long.
This just has not been a good matchup for Kipnis. He's 3 for 38 lifetime against Justin Verlander. He'll take one outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tigers have Tampa coming to town next, and then their next road trip will be into Cleveland over the weekend. Next weekend. See a lot of Central Division teams coming up. And now the count has filled up at 3-2. Francisco Lindor waiting on deck. McCann flashing the signs. And it's hit back up the middle. Nice play at second by Romine. Safe there. Relay at first is in time. What a play by Romine to save that ball from going into center field.
That ball came in hot. Kind of took the bounce, came up on him. Looks like Tito's going to take a look. He wants to see a replay on the play at first.
Kipnis thought he was safe.
They've got Martinez on the run. Good relay to first. You see Kipnis turn around right away. Oh yeah.
Yep, he beat it. Well, it was close, but it looked like he beat it, and the Indians will challenge this.
And I think it's not going to go good against us. Good for us, I should say.
A whale of a play by Romine. Martinez got down the line in a hurry and beat the throw to second.
Don't think this will take too long. Tigers are going to want to think about what they're going to do. Francisco Lindor now will be up with men in first and second, nobody out. Good chance he may bunt.
It's a really good look at it right there.
It looked like the foot was down before the ball entered the glove. This was pretty, I thought, telltale. But you never know.
Looks like they have their answer.
Hopefully New York sees it in our favor.
Safe at first base. They did not.
You know, when I was managing You saw Kipnis's reaction, so I mean he was pretty adamant. You could tell that he was going to be safe. When in the old days, when you had to come from the dugout, you only had your angle. It was very hard, and the guy who has the best angle is the guy who's running, or the guy who's at first base. So that reaction helps.
Well, here is Lindor now. We'll see what he's up there doing with first and second, nobody out.
Well, came into the game hitting .307, so it's, he's definitely got a good stick, but you got to honor him and play him in tight. Taking the bunt away.
A minute 27 on that review. Lindor pops up the bunt. No balls, one strike on the talented shortstop.
It's amazing how hard it is to get a bunt down sometimes, huh? You notice that around the game?
Absolutely. Lindor has 5 of them so far this year.
See, the Tigers did what we call the #1 play, which is normal. Third baseman comes in, first baseman comes in, pitcher comes in. They all charge to the front of the area where the bunt goes down. Shortstop holds his ground. So if a ball goes right out in front of the plate, McCann could pick up the ball and throw it to second base.
That one missed inside.
The only way you get the runner at third is if the bunt goes firmly back to the pitcher or the first baseman, and Nick Castellanos has a chance to retreat and cover third base.
Lindor has put the ball in the air twice to right field. He is trying to move the runners up here in the 6th inning. Not too many scoring chances today for the Indians.
A little inside move there. There's supposed to be a pick play, I think. If you're convinced, you get those guys right on top of them.
Now, time call. Here comes Brad.
Attaboy. Get it right. So the signs come from the bench to the third baseman, who puts on the bunt play signs. You can have play 1, which is normal. Play 2 is usually pick. Play 3 is what we call a wheel play, which is you're trying to get the runner at third base, shortstop covering, third baseman, first baseman, crashing. But you can have the modified wheels where you line the shortstop up at almost to third base, and everybody else crashes. So we'll see what they got.
All right, now what went awry in that pick play there?
Well,
anything?
You notice the shortstop acts like he's going to third base.
Right.
Go on a wheel play, and the second baseman's supposed to break in.
But he didn't.
Yeah, well, I'm just speculating. I didn't get a great look at it, but that's how we had it.
No sign of bunt there, and he drives one to the gap in right center field. This is trouble. It's going to go all the way to the wall. 2 runs will score. Lindor is on his way to third. He wasn't bunting there, and he's just given the Indians a 2-0 lead. He hit one out to Triples Alley and comes up with a 3-bagger.
Yeah, pretty good at bat. Doesn't get the bunt down. Tigers go out to talk about it, and Terry Francona took the bunt off. He gets a pretty good pitch, pretty much down the outer third fastball, and Lindor turns on it out in the deepest part of the Comerica Park's ballpark. 2 are in, man on third, nobody out.
Lindor gets RBIs 32 and 33. What a clutch hit that was. And there's a strike call now to Michael Brantley, who'll try to get the run in. Fly ball and a pop up for Brantley. .320 batting average for the DH today for the Indians. Here's the 0-1. High fly ball, not very deep. Ghost coming in, runner tagging, and they're going to hold him up, force the throw from Ghost, and it hit the mound. Fortunately backed up by Verlander. Time for a game break now. We check in with Matt Shepard. Yeah, he's really good, Shep. We've seen him several times. In fact, he's made some highlight reel plays this year.
Yeah, he's going to be here tomorrow.
And the rest of the Rays coming into town for a 3-game series. Here's Santana now. Tigers with 1 out will pull the infield in. And Santana looks at a strike, 0-1.
Justin been throwing Santana hard inside, continues to stay there. And that fly ball there, see the Indians respect Anthony Gose's arm. It was kind of a weird play where he hit the mound. But got to keep that run on third base here and get Santana now.
He is struck out and popped up. Verlander will take either one of those right now. Missed it inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Indians. No runs, 2 hits for the Tigers. That play at first base turned out to be big, as they ruled Kipnis safe. And then Lindor followed with a 2-run triple. Strike called on Santana, 1-2.
And the Indians strategically sending the runner. That was huge. That is what in fact made Jason Kipnis safe at first.
Here's the 1-2 to center field. Goes on the move, is going to drop, base hit, and he'll get the run in. Santana gets it done with 1 out. Then it's 3-0 Cleveland.
Here's our high-speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity. 88 pitches by JV. 97 high, 76 low so far this game. Pretty good hitting right there by Santana. I think Justin tried to get that ball in on him again, unable to do so enough to stop the base hit.
5 hits now for the Indians. That'll bring up Chisenhall, who fanned at his last at bat, and he drives this one to center field. Straight at Gose. That'll be out number 2. Santana retreats. Here's Yan Gomes. He is hitless today.
Like looking at JV, it looks like you see some disappointment on his face, but got to get out of this inning. Only at 90 pitches. Tigers come back, get some runs on the board, get him to drop that hook. Can't shut him out every game.
Another toss back to the bag. Well, it really turned out to be a big call in this inning by Terry Francona when Brad came out talking about perhaps the bunt coverage when he came out. He just took the bunt off, and boy, Lindor made him look good there.
Well, he did, and he put him in motion, and that was the other play. But yeah, you're kind of thinking half he's bunting if you're the pitcher. Maybe you make a pitch that it definitely was in an area you didn't want to get it. Caught more of the plate. You got to give him credit. Lindor barreled it. Tigers had the same opportunity in the bottom of the 5th, and there's more opportunities ahead.
Tigers have bounced into a couple of double plays with 2 men on. Swing and a miss. Gomes behind in the count now, 0-2. Lindor and Santana with the RBIs in this inning. 2 for Lindor. Here's the 0-2. Fouled straight back. Justin had given up just one walk through the first 4 2/3, and then a triple by Almonte broke up a no-hitter at that point. And then 3 more hits here in the 6th inning for the Tribe. Again, the 0-2. Ball high, 1-2.
Yeah, the pitch had really, last several starts, it's worked good for Justin. There is that high fastball. Tried to go right there. 0-2. Not biting, though. 1-2.
And Gomes takes inside on a pitch that almost hit him. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Looks like Justin's laboring just a little bit right here. So 23 pitches this inning.
Verlander came in 18-16 lifetime against the Indians. In fact, his first major league start came against Cleveland. Little looper into shallow center field. That's going to drop, base hit. So Santana will go to second. Gomes is aboard. 2 on now and 2 outs. It'll bring up Almonte.
Yeah, Justin went with the breaking ball right there, and Gomes did a good job of having length to a swing. Stayed on it right off the end of the bat. Nicely placed. Tribe's threatening again. Look how he just stays on this pitch. Good extension.
Get some stirring now in the Tigers bullpen. That'll make it 6 hits now for the Indians. Almonte had a triple back in the 5th. One for 2 in this game. Way outside, 1-0.
Really seems to have lost his feel for that breaking pitch right now.
Phillies warming up in the Detroit bullpen. Almonte skies one in the air to left center field. Ghost coming on. So is Collins. Tyler makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. 3 runs, though, for the Indians, and we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Summary, Justin Verlander coming out very effectively using all of his pitches, and Cody Anderson matching him pitch for pitch. Lots of change-ups, been very effective for him. And then the 6th inning, Francisco Lindor got to Justin Verlander after the first 2 runners got on base. Tribe went on to score another, and the Tigers trail here in the bottom of the 6th, 3-0.
So here is Cody Anderson going back to the mound. He's been really good as you look at the summary comparison between Verlander and Anderson. Only 2 hits allowed for Cody Anderson. Again, he's been helped out by 2 huge double plays in each of the last 2 innings.
Yeah, lots of ground balls for Anderson, lots of fly balls for Justin. And the 2 double plays really big for the Cleveland Indians.
Andrew Romine leads it off and slaps one toward left field, and that ball is going to be caught on the run. Oh, what a play by Michael Martinez in left.
Yeah, he's feeling good about himself there. He got that base hit last inning.
It's a huge play. That's a leadoff double otherwise.
Yeah, he goes down. You can see he's got a good beat on it. Takes a proper angle. Waits to the end to reach. If you're an outfielder and you're chasing down a ball like in the gap or down the line like that, you want to keep those arms pumping to the last second, as he did. Brought it in, made it look easy.
Anthony Gose with a walk and a ground out. Offered up a bunt. It looked like nope, he did not, says third base umpire Hunter Wendelstedt.
Indians did a pretty good job there defending Romine.
Gose swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Anthony this year with a career high 5 home runs.
Did you read the article what he said about his base running?
I did. Had a
Very
great quote.
Very critical of himself, wasn't he?
He was. Here's the 1-2.
What did he say? He hasn't been very good. He should be much better.
He's been critical of some of the moves that he's made on the bases that have cost the Tigers in terms of running into outs. There's a foul, straight back, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He says, I've run the bases terribly. He said he has some arrogance. He just thinks he can go. Too much ego. You know, he gets on, he wants to go, but he says he's going to work on it. You can't get on a guy about effort and trying to do something good for his team. At the same time, you know, you have to learn to understand how to make it.
Well, don't the really good ones, the really good base runners and base stealers, have that borderline arrogance where they feel that they can make it all the time?
Well, he talked about Ricky Henderson.
Right.
I mean, here's a guy, I don't know if you want to call it arrogant. He's just, maybe a better word is confident that you can get on, you can go. But when you find out when you're in the minor leagues, what works down there doesn't always work here.
Sharply hit ball to Ramirez.
Players are much better. They make the plays. So there's just different things you can learn and pick up to elevate your game a little bit to make you more successful.
Well, but the telling thing about that whole thing is that he recognizes it.
Yeah.
And talks about it.
And I think he's improved tremendously in really all aspects of his game, and there's more room to improve yet.
Well, Gose getting the most playing time he has ever gotten at the big league level this year. Here is Dixon Machado now with 2 outs. He had a beauty of a bunt single his last time up. He'll look at a strike. One thing they always talk about Machado is his size, and that they feel he's still going to fill out, get a little bit bigger.
Probably not a home run guy, but more of a gap guy.
Sure. Defensively, we know he has skills.
Yeah, I talked to a scout from another organization last week, and they were down watching Toronto, and they like Machado, or not Toronto, Toledo. They like Machado. They're very, very interested to see, like you say, how he fills up and how his game develops.
Check swing roller. It'll get by the pitcher. This is going to be interesting. Kipnis throws him out.
Good play.
1, 2, 3 go the Tigers, meaning we go to the 7th.
college football. A lot of the Tigers guys are wearing some of their colors, some more proudly than others. We know James McCann has made very few, if any, questionable calls since becoming the everyday catcher for the Tigers. But maybe you look at last night and you say, well, James, I don't know about your wardrobe attire. He was wearing this, a gift, a 42 long Cardinal and white Arkansas Razorback sport coat that he donned for us last night during the postgame. And he says, you know what, guys, I'm going to continue to wear this thing. So I think he's going to wear it every game day on Saturdays, and certainly a lot of chuckles in the locker room. Matt Boyd was saying, man, you're crazy for wearing that thing. But Arkansas, big winner over UTEP in the opener. They've got the Toledo Rockets next Saturday, so we'll see if he wears it again on the road trip in Cleveland. It's a beautiful
Johnny,
thing.
That thing might be the worst jacket I've ever seen.
Well, you saw Craig Monroe's jacket earlier, guys.
Yeah, but Simo's he's got style when he wears that stuff.
Yeah.
And that one just seemed bizarre.
You have a hard time finding a tie for that jacket.
That's true.
Definitely just a bland tie. You don't want anything with any patterns on it.
You've already got enough patterns going
Solids.
there. Ramirez leads it off, and he rolls one to first, and it's gobbled up there by Victor.
All in fun.
Of course.
No, I think Simo's coat is really sweet, though. I do. I mean, when I saw it.
The yellow one?
It takes confidence to wear that, doesn't it?
It does, and Simo's got plenty of confidence.
No, I don't care what you say. I think that he's trying to upstage Rod.
You think so?
Rod is clean.
A little rivalry going back there. As Rod likes to say, cleaner than the Board of Health.
He is. You got to give him credit there now. Don't try and compete with that. Maybe I can still outrun him. I'm not sure.
We may find out soon. There's a bouncer to second under the glove of Romine. That'll get into center field.
Yeah, ball stayed down on him. Didn't come up.
One out base runner. They call it a base hit. So Martinez has two singles now. Here's Kipnis.
And Martinez, pretty good game. The bottom of the Cleveland order, really responsible for starting the inning with the runs, and also Martinez with that good play to start off the inning last inning defensively. Great contribution from the bottom order.
Kipnis had the hit in the sixth, which kept that rally going. They scored 3 runs in the sixth inning. Runner goes.
Delay.
A delayed steal is not going to work. He's out at second base. Try to catch McCann napping, not so.
That was a delay steal, and you can do it one of two ways. You can take one hop and go, the theory being that the infielder's eyes go to the home plate. He actually took 2. It's got to be 1 or 3 hops. He went with 2. James McCann on top of it. Middle infielder's very good. Down he goes.
Why not 2 hops?
Well, because 2 hops, it's just if you look at what an infielder does on the timing, like I say, 1 hop is they're watching the guy at first. As soon as the pitcher goes to throw home, they see him not going, they take their eyes off him. Okay.
Gotcha.
Then the eyes are kind of coming back, and they're looking peripherally, and then on the third they kind of put him down again. That's the theory.
So the second hop, your eyes are kind of focused, or peripherally you can see the runner.
Yes. 1, 2. But McCann was right on top of it. That's where it all starts. Machado got over there really quickly as well. A lot of times the infielders put their eyes down and they're not there in time. They're catching the ball on the run.
3-1 on Kipnis.
So that's a caught stealing.
Lindor on deck. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. He lost him. 2-out walk. Hey, don't forget to follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, and more. Get MLB.com at Bat on your smartphone or tablet. Now Lindor will get a chance.
You keep an eye on Jason Kipnis over there. He will run. Justin Hill will do a high leg kick and a quicker one. The high one's around 1.5 seconds, which would be a good one for Kipnis to run on. The quicker one's 1-2 or less, which would bode well for the Tigers.
Lindor is not a really big guy. In fact, he's listed at 5'11", about 190 pounds, but he hit one to the wall in right center in his last at bat. He has 7 home runs this year, so there is a little bit of pop in that bat. He tried to slap one down the first base line, 0-1.
Well, we've seen him bunt, fake bunt, I should say, and he just did it again right there, pull one in the gap. So he's one of those players that very hard to defend.
Sneaky. Can run, has power, a little bit of it at least. The 0-1. High fly ball center field. Playable for Ghosts. That'll take care of the Indians here in the top of the 7th. We go to the stretch. 3-0 Cleveland. The Indians in this one, Mario and Peppa. Kirk Gibson back here at the ballpark this afternoon. The two pitchers in this one, Gibby, started out really well. Anderson for the Indians, Verlander for the Tigers, and well, Cleveland, give them credit. They put together a pretty good inning, get 3 runs.
Yeah, they did, and actually it's been a pitcher's duel. Tigers had an opportunity to get some runs first and second, nobody out, ended it with a double play, and the Indians did as well, and they scored 3 runs out of that inning. When you got guys throwing the ball like that, you got to take the most that you can of those situations. The Tigers hasn't worked out, but here we got 3 innings to go, and we got a chance to score 2.
What has Cody Anderson done today to be as successful as he has been?
Keeps the ball down, and he throws a lot of change-ups in any count, has confidence to throw it. You hardly see any breaking pitches at all, but the key to all of his pitches is that they've been down in the zone, and they've kept the Tigers, kept the ball out of the air, and he shut them out so far.
Here's our game summary. Francisco Lindor, well, he's had the big hit in this game, the 2-run triple in the 6th inning. Cody Anderson, we talked about him. He's going to go back to the mound, but right now 6 outstanding innings, 2 hits, no runs. He has struck out 3 in this game. Still the Tigers trying to get the bats going now. Hey, Monday, September 21st at 7:08, the Tigers take on the Chicago White Sox. The first 10,000 fans receive a free Miguel Cabrera 400th home run figurine. If you'd like tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Add that to your collection. Pretty cool. Mickey hit number 400 in St. Louis earlier this year.
Yeah, he's got a long career ahead of him yet, so he's going to have a lot more, though.
Well, first things first, he'll start things off here in the 7th. Cabrera, Martinez facing Cody Anderson. And Miggy looks at ball 1 to get things rolling here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 2 balls, no strikes on Miguel. A couple of ground balls in this game, one of them resulting in a double play.
Yeah, Tigers had a good situation first and second, and Miggy ended up hitting a double play. That doesn't happen very often. Usually drives the ball into the gaps.
Bouncing ball to third, deep behind the bag. Ramirez gobbles it up. His throw is on the money.
I think that was like a BP fastball right there, 87 miles an hour. The changeup's generally around 85 or a little below. And I can say the 3rd ground out of the day.
Now J.D. Martinez. And here comes Terry Francona. They have Shaw heating up in their bullpen. And the trainer coming out as well. They perhaps have spotted something here with Anderson.
They have a blister or something. Seems like they knew something was going on before he went out there.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he wants to come out of the game. Well, the umpires will always go in there because the only conversation that can take place, unless you want it to be charged as a visit to the mound, is the medical issue that seems to be being considered right now. And if you say something like, pitch this guy inside, or, what are you going to throw him, then the umpire has the ability to make that a trip to the mound.
And you saw the umpire, Randazzo, wave it off as if to say no trip. It was simply medical. So whatever it was, Anderson will stay in the game. JD is flying to center field twice. Ball 1. If you're an opposing pitcher, you want to get JD Martinez, if he's going to hit the ball in the air, to hit it to center field where it's deep. And Anderson has got him to do that twice.
It seems like if he gets to left center or right center, it always goes out of the park.
1 ball, 1 strike on Martinez.
JD's getting beat up in the last 2 nights. Hitting the elbow last night. When you take that one off the leg.
It's funny because beyond the mental pounding that you take by playing 162 games and spring training, the physical beating that you take throughout the year really starts to pile up this time of the year.
Yeah, it does, and I know many people maybe think that baseball is not a very physical sport, but it is. I'm just here to tell you. But you got to deal with it, and it's a great game, and everybody who's playing this game that we all watch feels honored to do so. Lucky, honored, awesome.
Pulled to third base, foul. 1-2 now on JD.
If you think about getting a chance to play in the big leagues, you'd have to think back. There's probably not one reason why you're here, but there's many reasons of people who touched you, gave you the chance to prove yourself.
That's in the air to shallow center, and it's going to be caught on the run by Almonte. Well, yeah, that list has to be endless for most people, don't you think?
I do, and I think that there's a time in your life, especially when you're younger, where things weren't going good, but somebody saw something in you that kept giving you an opportunity to play and showed you some confidence when maybe you weren't confident in yourself. That never changes. I mean, that you hopefully, if you're a coach, you can instill that in some of your players that you're coaching on a daily basis. Confidence is everything, and any bit of positivity you can get to somebody who's disappointed, it's going to help them for the rest of their life. It's the same for these guys we're watching today.
Victor shoots one right back up the middle, but Lindor is right there, and it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire. photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Detroit Data Strong Fan for a chance to have it featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Hot, humid day here at the ballpark today. The Tigers have gone to the bullpen. That'll be it for JV as lefty Tom Gorzelani checks in.
Well, Gorzelani's throwing many games this year. 42nd game for the Tigers, also down in the minor leagues, 32 innings. ERA is not as good as it has been in the past. He's really struggled this year and tried to drop down and create a different type movement, a bit of deception with his delivery. But it's been a tough year for Tom Gorzelani.
You know what kind of pitching change this is, don't you? It is a wall-side windows pitching change.
Thanks for reminding me.
Here's Michael Brantley to lead it off. And he looks at a strike 0-1. Well, what was your assessment of Justin Verlander today, just that one inning?
I thought he threw the ball good. You know, he got a little bit of trouble in the big hit to Lindor. You got to tip your hat. He made one mistake and it cost him. But he threw the ball well.
0-2 on Brantley. Awkward swing there. Brantley is 0 for 3, 2 flies and a pop-up. Don't say that very often against Brantley. A hitless day. Here's the 0-2. That's going to be popped up left side of the infield. Machado hauls it in. One gone here in the 8th. Santana now will bat from the right side, and this is bad. He had a really big hit because he fell behind 1-2 against Verlander in the 6th with a man at third, 1 out, and then he just fought one off into center field for a run-scoring single.
Yeah, he did. Just kind of looped it out there in right center field.
A much different feel to the ball game when it's 3-0 compared to 2-0.
It is. You want to try and cut those runs off, but it's still within range here. You got to get through this inning. No more runs allowed. Tigers down to their last 6 outs.
No balls, 1 strike on Santana. Tigers, with their win last night, have won 10 of the 14 between these two squads.
You take a look at Carlos Santana, same thing. You see they got the shift on. I call that a reverse shift, and again the data suggests that. Tigers playing right to this information. Baseball Info Solutions courtesy.
He'll drive this one in the air to right field. That'll chase Martinez back. And JD makes the catch. 2 outs. Now Lonnie Chisenhall. Tigers have the Rays coming to town tomorrow. Don't forget it's a day game tomorrow.
Labor Day, right?
It is Labor Day tomorrow. Make your plans to be here. Spend part of your Labor Day with us. Gibby and I will be here.
Bright and early.
Well, early at least.
Bright and early.
I'll be here early. I don't know how bright I'm going to be.
Well, we'll make sure I'll pick it up, okay?
I can count on you for that.
You always give me cross eyes when I walk in here like that.
I don't give you cross eyes.
Because I've been up since 5.
Yeah. That's sleeping in for you.
That's late for me.
Yeah,
and when we get here at 8 or 9, that's late.
I just don't get it. How you get up at 5:30 every day?
Because it's a beautiful time of the day.
That I wouldn't argue.
You get up and you go, oh, I'm still alive, so it's an exciting day.
Well, I can do that at 10 o'clock too.
Yeah, but you've wasted 3 hours. Actually, you've wasted 5 hours. I said 5, right? My quick math was off.
Yeah, that'd be 5 hours. The 0-2 outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
For one thing, you can get up early and plan out your day, get your work done, and you make sure you call your mother nice and early.
Yeah, but see, what I do is I get my sleep, which is nourishing my body. That extra sleep helps.
Do you call your mom like every Sunday or something like that?
Oh, at the very least once a week. More than that. The 1-2. Ripped. That'll go foul. 1-2 the count stays.
But it's just very peaceful at that time, right?
No, I'm sure it is.
Whatever you decide to do, you can be very focused on it. You can relax if you want to relax. Some people are coffee drinkers. Some people are tea drinkers. So when the rest of the game gets up, you're prepared and you're ready to schedule.
I would focus on taking a nap if I got up at 5:30. Check swing. Did he go? Yep. Hunter Wendelstedt said so. Of course, Zalati in 1-2-3 inning. Go to the bottom of the 8th.
Plays of the game happened in the 4th and the 5th inning. A couple of double plays. First by Miguel Cabrera, and the next in the 5th inning by James McCann. Tigers had first and second in each of those situations. Cody Anderson wiggled out of all trouble by the Tigers.
Got ourselves a wall-side windows pitching change here as the Tribe goes to the bullpen now in a 3-0 game. Brian Shaw will check in this one.
Yep, Brian Shaw had him down in Arizona. Really a durable right-handed pitcher. Likes to throw his cutter a lot. Very tough on left-handed hitters. Actually, righties hit better against him. ERA of 2.66, 40 strikeouts, only 15 walks.
Yeah, lefties only 216 against Shaw. Righties 261. And so it'll be Castellanos, Collins, and McCann.
Yeah, he pounds that that cutter in on the left-hander's hands. 80% of the pitches are cut fastballs. 20% are sliders.
Castellanos a strikeout and a walk. Only 2 Tigers hits in this game. A double and a bunt single. The 0-1. It's down the right field line and foul. Long run, but it's going to get back into the seats out of the reach of Chisenhall. 0-2 on Nick. So Cody Anderson now is handing this one over to the bullpen. Indians trying to win 2 out of 3 in the series. Here's the 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's Collins waiting on deck. Brian Shaw has been with the Indians now the last 3 years. Way high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Played with Arizona in 11 and 12 before coming over. The Trevor Bauer deal.
That's a big trade there.
It was.
Trevor Bauer is only, I think, a year out of college. He's got a great arm, great stuff.
That's why so many folks thought this Indians team would be better than they have been earlier this year with the starting rotation they had, led, of course, by Corey Kluber. Salazar, good power arm. All the Tigers have beat up on him pretty good.
Well, again, Kluber had such a great year last year, but everybody assumes that it's going to be the same, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, the same or better.
It'd be hard to beat.
Castellanos staying alive here.
It looks like Terry Francona is going to try and get through the 8th inning with Brian Shaw and then go to their closer.
Castellanos, Collins, and McCann due up here in the 8th. Keep in mind the Tigers still do have Ian Kinsler on the bench. He did not start today. We'll see if that comes into play. Another foul. This one down the right field line.
Well, if you look down the batting order, you get Castellanos on. Tyler Collins is next. They wouldn't bring in a lefty. Probably only if they got up to Anthony Gose. So maybe you pop Kinsler for that. Then Romine might have to go to the outfield. You have to, different combinations. But if you get that one good matchup for Ian Kinsler, you got to do it.
And another one served into the seats in right field.
Managers, you get sometimes you even and the Tigers have extra guys up here now. So, but they get in a situation where you really have somebody that doesn't play that position, but it doesn't matter. You got to get there. And I always thought it was kind of cool. I think the players really enjoyed the fact that sometimes you have to have a guy out there playing a position he's never played. They enjoy it. They accept the challenge. But Tigers need to get 2 runners on before we can get that tying run to the plate.
This has been an 8-pitch at bat so far for Castellanos. And he skies one in the air to center field. Almonte is under it. One gone. Fans, don't forget to support breast health awareness and pick out the park on September 18th when the Tigers are hosting the Royals at 7:08 p.m. Get a ticket plus a special pick out the park t-shirt purchasing a Tigers ticket at tigers.com/pinkouts. Check it out.
So we have to have pink ties that day?
We do. Yeah, mark that down on your calendar.
We'll do it.
You've got a plethora of pink ties, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I love pink.
Pink shirts. You have a pink suit?
Socks.
Now they can't see those. There's a base hit to right field for Collins with 1 out.
That's a start.
So the Tigers get their 3rd hit. Collins now 1 for 3.
Again, this cutter just out over the plate. He's trying to get it in on the hands. Tyler pulls his hands in. Solid single.
McCann knocked in a double play in his last at bat. He's 0 for 2. And he shoots one foul back out of play. 0-1.
If you're the base runner over at first base as Tyler Collins is, you have 1 out. You're down by 3 runs. You don't want to be overly aggressive. You want to be less aggressive. In case the line drive is hit, you can't get doubled off. Somebody hits a ground ball, then you're just going to have to deal with that. There's nothing you can do about it, but you got to do everything you can do to keep the rally alive and get that tying run to the plate, to the dish.
Ian Kinsler has moved to the on-deck circle. Ooh, he spun one in there for a strike. 0-2. Indians on top 3-0. We're in the bottom of the 8th. 1 on, 1 out. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. Shaw with a strikeout, 2 away.
The ball's just kind of up in the zone. You see the little slider right there. Pretty good depth. Shaw's kind of hides the ball on you. He's got it with his motion. Good breaking pitch.
So Kinsler will bat for Romine here with 2 outs. Way high, 1 ball, no strikes on Ian.
It's kind of tough to come off the bench when you're a regular. I mean, I had a couple players that were very good hitters that really struggled coming off the bench. So we'll see what Ian does. I think his numbers are modest at this point.
Modest,
pitch hitting,
like
yeah.
Shaw with the 1-0. Missed inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Kinsler got the day off today up until now.
Good little mental rest, little physical rest. He's ready to go. Make a difference right here.
Missed it high, 3 balls, no strikes on Kinsler.
Nobody up in the bullpen for Cleveland. So they're going to pretty much stick with Brian Shaw, it looks like.
Anthony goes on deck, the top of the order. He's swinging on 3-0 and he skies it to shallow left. And it's going to be Martinez to make the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the 9th. By a game and a half. That'll be an interesting race. Here it is 3-0 as we go to the top of the 9th inning at Comerica Park. Tigers have a new pitcher. It'll be Neftali Feliz checking in.
Neftali, he's throwing the ball better as of late. Got off to a tough start with the Tigers. Now 31 strikeouts, 15 walks, 38th game this season. Brings to Petro. Goes very hard.
Gasolina. Kinsler stays in the game to play second. And so Feliz will face Gomes, Almonte, and Ramirez.
Now, I know there's probably a lot of people wondering, do you swing 3-0 down by 3 runs? I mean, you got to question that, but at the same time, you're trying to get the tying run to the plate. So maybe the thought is that 3-0 is that best opportunity. But it's worth the thought, absolutely.
Well, Gomes, a single ground out pop up. And there's a strike call to the Indians catcher. Ninth inning is underway. Phillies follows up Gorzolani, who had himself a 1-2-3 eighth. Verlander went 7 innings in this one, surrendering 3 runs. Here's the 0-1. 0-2 on Gomes. Feliz began his career with the Texas Rangers. Had himself a really good career early on there before he had surgery. But still, his fastball is mid to upper 90s, so he still has a lot of that velocity.
Yep, he does, and you know, he still has to be able to locate that pitch, and also with the secondary pitches.
Although as a youngster with the Rangers, he would reach triple digits.
Right, that's a little different than where he's at now. He's in 96 now.
About 96, yeah.
Yep.
There's Cody Allen, the Indians closer. One and two the count on Gomes. Bouncing ball to third. Castellanos right there. One away. 4 in a row set down by the Tigers bullpen. Here's Abraham Almonte. Almonte had a triple back in the 5th. They couldn't score him, though. It came with 2 outs. In fact, that was the first hit that Justin Verlander gave up in this game.
It'll be interesting to see how they use him. I mean, he plays all 3 outfield positions, left, center, and right. I think he probably prefers to play center.
That'll get back out of play.
I think really all teams, beyond what they have left for this season, start to think about next year as well. Always trying to figure out how all the pieces fit together. Unfortunately, you wish that you were in a playoff race, all teams, and sometimes you got to reload earlier.
He went after a pitch out of the strike zone there, 0-2. Almonte will be followed by Ramirez. He's on deck. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Indians. No runs, 3 hits for the Tigers. Slice to left field. Collins coming on. Gonna drop. Base hit. Almonte an aggressive turn. 1 out single. Here is the 1-800-CALL-SAM call of the game. We want to do a flashback on this day in history. September 6, 1995. Remember this?
20 years ago.
Cal Ripken Jr. breaks Lou Gehrig's record for consecutive games played. And what a night it was at Camden Yards. And of course, Ripken became the new Iron Man, surpassing Gehrig. Cal would go on to play in 2,632 games consecutively. There's a little pop-up, shallow center. Ghost coming in, and he'll make the play. They throw back behind the runner. And
were you there?
I was there for that game. I was doing radio for the Angels at that time. And it remains one of the more electric moments that I've had broadcasting in big league baseball. It was just a special night.
Well, the thing I remember beyond the actual when it happened was how when he went around with the fans. That was unreal, huh?
Yeah, that whole tour that he did around the warning track, shaking hands and high-fiving fans, unbelievable.
How long did that take?
I want to try and remember. I think it was at least 10 minutes. They held the game up for that. He had to go around the entire track, really from home to home. So he went around the outfield. It took a while. 10, 15 minutes.
That's unreal that he played that many consecutive games. I couldn't even imagine it.
No, it's unbelievable. That'll get by McCann. That'll advance the runner.
Because you're going to have a broken finger, jammed finger, sprained ankle. I mean, just so many things that can happen. Sick.
You get the flu, food poisoning, something. But
so needless to say, he pushed through quite a bit in his career, and I knew his dad just from competing against them.
Yeah.
I think he was kind of tough, you know. He maybe taught Cal to be a tough guy.
Well,
Fight through it.
There was one cool moment at the end when he had gotten the record. He pointed up to his dad. Cal Sr. was sitting in one of the booths at Camden Yards and pointed to him. It was just a really cool moment. Martinez cuts and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's also the day that I came closest to a president of the United States that I had ever come to.
Who's that?
Bill Clinton was there and was doing a guest appearance on national television because he was there for the moment. He was actually in the booth right next to us.
You didn't run over there?
No. Are you kidding me? And they had Secret Service all over the place in the press box.
I know we interviewed George Bush when he was with the Rangers way back in, was it 2000,
Yeah.
99? I don't know. Never been to the White House, huh?
Yeah, we went, played the Nationals there a few years back. Here's the 1-2.
Talking about the invite, like
No, inside,
yeah,
no,
you
no.
win the World Series and you go and stuff like that.
No, never been inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So you guys went 1 in 84. Did you go in 85? What did they do?
Didn't go in 84. I don't remember that. I don't think we went.
Really?
And in 88, I declined.
The 2-2 is fouled back out of play.
Don't even get on me about it. Okay?
You declined a trip to the White House.
I gracefully declined. Yep. I did a family function.
Okay.
You want to hear what it is?
Yes.
Do you have any guess at all?
No, I
Do
don't.
you know?
No.
My daughter wanted to go to a Michael Jackson concert.
Tell me you're kidding me. There's the bouncer back up the middle. That's going to get into center field, and that's going to score a big run for the Indians. 4-0. This is a 3-hit game for Michael Martinez.
Yep, just staying up the middle. It was just like his last hit.
A wild pitch proves costly.
Again, you see Martinez just goes right up the middle. Ball's on the outside part of the plate. Looked like Phillies had a chance of catching that, but whiffed.
Here's Jason Kipnis. That is the 9th hit now for the Indians. They've extended their lead to 4-0. Which takes Cody Allen out of a save situation. He was warming up. Kipnis is single and a run scored. Fouled back 0-2 on Kipnis. Tigers in the bottom of the 9th will have the top of the order. Goes Machado Cabrera.
Good day for a big comeback.
No doubt. Tigers still have Davis, Holiday, Avila on the bench. Got him, strike 3. Kipnis caught looking, and that will end the inning. However, a big insurance run for the Indians. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th here at Comerica Park. It is now 4-0 Cleveland. Here comes Cody Allen. And Miguel Cabrera will bat 3rd in the Tigers lineup. 4-0 in favor of the Indians in this one. The Tigers need a big comeback, and they'll have to do it against the closer of the Tribe. It'll be Cody Allen coming in.
Yeah, this guy is pretty nasty. See, he's heavily used. 58 the game right here. 28 of 31 save opportunities. 1.29 whip. 84 strikeouts. Only 24 walks. Fastball slider guy. Pretty dominating if he's on. So they call it more of a curveball, I guess. It's kind of a big slider.
By the way, Saturday Major League Baseball on Fox returns. The AL East leading Blue Jays take on the wild card leading Yankees. Then the Tigers and Indians square off. It's a game you can only see on Fox Sports 1. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern on Fox, and then 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Well, here we go in the bottom of the ninth. It'll be the top of the order. Anthony Gose facing Cody Allen.
Do you take a strike here?
I do.
Take a strike or take a pitch. See, you get into tough pitchers, and you know when you know you're getting a fastball, you know sometimes it might be your best pitch to hit. We need runners.
Let it fly on that 95-mile-an-hour heater. 0-1.
I mean, this guy's got a wipeout breaking ball. So when you put that into the equation, after he's throwing you 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and he comes in with an 85-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Just it's a debate, and when you're the manager, I mean, sometimes I made the call: take a pitch, take a strike, swing away. It's kind of a feel thing. You got to kind of know how the guys are hitting, how the pitcher's throwing.
Here's the 1-1. Back out of play. Tardy again on the heater. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gose.
Yeah, this guy throws hard, but he's sneaky too. Something about it.
That's a good combination to have. 23rd round pick of the Indians to make it to the big leagues. That was in the 2011 draft. He was actually drafted twice by Cleveland. 1-2 just off the inside part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Gose. Anthony has a walk and 2 groundouts in this game. Machado on deck. Now the count goes to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Allen last year had 24 saves out of the bullpen for the Indians. 28 so far this year.
54-64 in his career save opportunities.
Here's the 3-2. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Lindor is on the move. Gets rid of it in time for the outs.
That's a pretty good pitch right there. You got to tip your hat. It's a 3-2 count. You battled back. Ball's down and away on the outside corner. Not a lot you can do with it. So 1 down. I mean, maybe it's a ball. Looks like it's too close to take. Good movement on this fastball.
Here's Dixon Machado. Up and in to Machado. Bunt single back in the 4th, his only hit in this game. The Tigers, in fact, have only 3 hits against the Indians today. 9 Cleveland hits. Machado shoots that one fouled just outside of the bag. That would have been a double.
Well, Hunter Whittlestead said that's a foul ball. Did you get a good look at it?
He had a better look than me.
It looks like could maybe cross the bag on that view.
Think so?
It was close. That's coming in pretty hot to make that decision. I know that. Hunter Whittlestead out of an umpiring family. Here's
the 1-1 pitch. Line to center field, and El Monte will come over as it hangs up long enough for him to get there. 2 gone.
Perfectly played. Swung it pretty good right there. I can tell you what, Cleveland's done a good job today. Been defending very good.
Well, it's going to be up to Miguel Cabrera.
Well, it likes it in the day. 388 average. Lots of damage. Only 338 at night.
Only. There's a high fly ball to right field. Moving over toward the corner is Chisenhall, and he will make the catch in foul territory to end the ball game. For the Tigers in the ninth, no runs, no hits, nobody left. The Indians come to town. They take 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. With an impressive win here today. We'll be back to Comerica Park.